suggested by our good friend in Utah, Mr. Andy Galgosi.
Yes. I'm going to say another shit disturber.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Absolutely.
He's trying to get us put on a list.
Oh, my God, is he ever.
Well,
The movie is Fritz the Cat.
mhm.
If you know, you know. If you don't know, we'll
We'll get to that.
get to that. We'll show. You know what? In the video, when I post the video to YouTube, I'll even put a fucking link in there.
Okay.
I'll put a link
Yeah,
in the
I mean,
description.
now you know where to find it.
I know where to find it.
So do I. Now.
After a 20-minute phone call.
Just.
Wait, who the fuck uses a web browser on a PlayStation anyway?
He doesn't have a computer.
Yeah, I don't have a computer.
I mean, well, he has a computer.
No, I don't.
Yes. What happened to the one that I gave you? Is
Well, that's
it
the one that has to get redone.
is it still sitting buried where it was?
No.
Well, yeah, but it's an XP, so there's no way it's. That's how long ago it was.
Oh, my God.
I think I was married.
Yes.
We're at Windows 11
See.
here. You know,
Yeah, married, for
we're
Christ's
we're
sake.
on Windows 11, and I still say Carm may be fucking eligible for sainthood for that.
Whatever. Maybe me.
Huh?
It could be the other way around.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Anyway, so this fucking movie was released April 12th of 1972. A budget of $700,000, and it raked in $90 million at the box office.
How the fuck did that happen?
Well, hang on. We're going to adjust this for inflation. Adjusted for inflation, the budget was $5.1 million. The box office take, adjusted for inflation, $664 million.
Here's how that happens. The 70s, something happened in Hollywood. There was so much innovation going on in the 70s
Yes.
that this movie was on that as well.
And it was also, I read, one of the highest grossing independent movies ever.
Yes.
Probably. It's
It
like I
was- it
said.
was
Yeah,
not-
when you adjust it
At
for...
the 70s, I mean, everybody was going to the cinema for everything because
Yes.
there was so much innovation
And
happening.
this is when New York City had, they had the porn theaters on every block. There was X-rated theaters on every block. This is before Giuliani cracked down.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian says, Miller, you have a PC that needs to be redone, and you've said nothing to me. What the fuck?
No, it's. Do you remember I talked about you? I said I have the hard drive. It's locked up, and I had it. Blah, blah, I want to get stuff off of it and onto another one. We
No.
talked about this a while ago. This
Do you
was a
still
long
have
time
the
ago.
hard drive?
Yeah, it's still in the
You
computer.
you talked about this when he was still fucking married.
No,
Oh.
no. This is when I moved into the house because
Well, whenever you get the hard drive to me, I can see what I can pull.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
All right.
let's get back to this. So the movie is written and directed by Ralph Bakshi, based on a comic strip by R. Crumb.
Robert Crumb, yeah.
Okay.
I have some of his stuff.
Oh my.
He does the Mr. Natural. I actually have a trade paperback of his where he illustrated the entire book of Genesis.
Oh, Jesus.
It's Robert Crumb. You ever see that Keep On Trucking guy?
Yeah.
That's Robert Crumb.
Okay.
Yeah, Robert Crumb was and Bashki. I have seen almost all of Bashki's films that he's animated. They are awesome as a director, but his other shit's really good.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So our cast, we have Skip Hinant as Fritz the Cat,
Yeah, he was the voice of an electric company.
Rosetta Lenoir as Bertha, and she did additional voices. John McCurry as Blue,
I wondered who that voice was.
Judy Engels as Winston Schwartz, Phil Seelung as Ralph, and also additional voices. Ralph Bakshi, I see it spelled Bakshi.
Yes,
but,
Bakshi.
Okay, but he's uncredited. He's Al, the narrator, or Al and the narrator.
Yeah.
Mary Dean, uncredited, as Charlene, Dee Dee, the sorority girls, and Harriet. And Charles Spider, uncredited, as the bar patrons and Duke the Crow.
okay.
All right.
So now, This animated mindfuck.
It wasn't that bad.
No,
Oh.
it wasn't as bad as the last mindfuck. we
Yeah.
No,
watched.
it was not. You're,
It takes place in the late 60s in New York City. And we're introduced early to Fritz the Cat, who's a young college student. And him and his buddies are going to meet up at the quad at the college campus.
Well, that was I think that was Washington Park.
Yeah, Washington Park. They're going to meet up at Washington Park, play guitar, try to get some
try to get some ass.
Yep.
So I was going to find a less crass term. But yeah, they're going to try to get some punani.
But I knew that was the term.
The punani.
You're gonna try and use less crass words with this movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Somebody got a class.
That was hilarious, though, because it was, you could tell none of them could play,
No.
and all the guitars were broken
Yes.
by the time they were finished.
Yes. So they're there. They're trying to get some girls, and 3 girls walk by. By the way, every character in the movie is an animal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and the certain different animals represent certain different classes. You could say.
Kind of. I mean, there was only, as far as you could, 3 classes they were really talking about.
Right.
And I think the old opening scene with the guys on the girder
Well, yeah.
pissing on the hippie.
Pissing on hippie. Yeah.
Basically, I think that tells the tale of what the movie's going to go.
See, one
Yeah.
thing that he told me to do before I watched this movie was sit down with a piece of paper and just write the shit that you see that's just outstanding. And I have.
No, I said what the fuck moments.
Yeah, what the fuck moments? Construction worker pissing off a beam to start a movie.
Why not?
Eh.
Why not?
On to
Yeah.
the hippie.
Yep. But again, and I think throughout the movie, yeah, it looked like mammals were playing the hippie students.
Yes.
The crows.
The crows represent the African Americans.
Yes, and then cops.
Are pigs.
But it was, yeah. Which again,
But they're a mammal.
yeah, yes, but I mean not a furry kind of mammal. It was
Okay.
Again, I think that this was, and it put all 3 of the worst stereotypes on all 3 ones.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, I think it was intentionally showing the almost, I don't know, distaste. There was a part of distaste, part of respect also, though. Because in the whole ending sequence, they showed all the buildings and New York City at that time in photograph form. So I just think they wanted to be as outlandish and outrageous as possible.
They achieved that.
And by doing, like I said, I don't think, though, by being crows, it was a racist thing. But I think it was the closest, animal
Right.
that it was the same color.
Right. So back to Washington Park.
Mm-hmm.
Why not a Black Panther?
I don't know.
Because Black Panthers, I don't know. Well, because the Black Panther was actually the political movement,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and that would have been
Yeah. Yeah.
way over the top.
Yeah.
So the girls are, these 3 girls start walking by. One is a cat, one is a rabbit, and one's a dog.
Yes.
I think so.
They go walking past, and Fritz is trying to get him something,
Mm-hmm.
and they start flirting with a crow,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and they're making unintentional racist remarks.
Well, they're trying to show as students how enlightened they were.
Yes, but it goes.
yeah, it's-
typical leftist. It goes fucking badly.
Yeah.
If you've never seen this, Robert Crumb was decidedly leftist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, decidedly leftist. This movie has a very socialist, borderline communist bent to it.
Well, Crumb, the character inspired by Crumb, he hates this movie. He hated it.
Yeah.
And again, I thought the joke made by that crow calling himself Geraldine,
Yeah.
based off of Flip Wilson's character that he did.
Yeah.
Again, that was a character from the 60s. Flip Wilson was a comedian that would dress in drag as a character named Geraldine.
Yep.
Okay.
And calling himself that as he walks away, and everybody's like, "What? What's going on?" It's like,
Yeah. Kind of. Well, there was a fourth wall break. Kind of.
kind of.
There
was a couple of them.
Yeah. So now they go back to an apartment,
Yep.
and here is our first of many, many animated animal sex scenes.
Well, it didn't start that way.
Well, it started. They didn't have anywhere to crash, so they had to use the bathroom.
No, they're just going. They're just gonna smoke up.
Right.
Yeah, they're
but
going there to smoke.
in the bathroom.
Well, no.
There's no place to crash. We're going to use this room.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the bathroom.
Oh, but somebody's in there, and then they end up in the bathroom,
Yep.
in the tub, and body parts start slapping around.
Yep.
And we see animated animal breastises that are shaped like human breastises.
Do you love the balloon sound that they did early on?
Yeah.
Because
This movie's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I can't believe Gal Gosi,
Then-
of all people, fucking recommended.
but then the
this.
cops show up.
Yes, and the cops, of course, you have two police officers show up, and they're literal pigs.
Yes, and one's a rookie, and
Yep.
one's
One's a sergeant.
And the dumb sounding one, the one that sounded like he had severe head trauma, is the dumb sounding one.
Brian, what we watched was Fritz the Cat.
My favorite, I got an actual chuckle. Well, no, later on. I'm getting ahead of him. But when the cops basically just start, ad-libbing, it's like, no, you open the door. You say, open the door. Yeah, I'll call him a prevert. What's a prevert?
That's a deviant.
Yeah, they start fighting and arguing outside.
yes.
Yeah.
By the
then-
time the cops get into the room,
They broke down the door.
everybody's in the bathtub.
Everybody's
in the bathtub. That's a big-ass bathtub.
Yeah.
The one rabbit hops out of the freaking bathtub, the stone rabbit, and pisses right on the cop.
Yep.
Then the one cop gets a stiffy.
Yeah, the rookie cop gets a stiffy.
Yeah. Fritz grabs the gun. I thought it was going to go bad. Shoots the toilet, which causes a Noah-like fucking flood. Why not?
And he says, "Look, I shot a John."
Yeah. And then they end up, they get chased into a synagogue.
Yes.
And turns out, of all things, one of the cops is fucking Jewish.
Yes.
And a Jewish pig?
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly with the pork.
I know.
I thought of it too.
I don't know.
Then
But what were the animal?
I don't know why.
I
Maybe
don't
they
know
were
what
pumas,
animals they were.
lions. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
But they were just happy that something happened in Gaza.
But then the cops are searching the synagogue for.
well,
Fritz
they're celebrating that the United States is shipping more weapons to Israel.
Yeah, I think. And one actual wonderful chuckle. It's like, well, you got to keep it down. I'm not. You got to keep quiet. I'm keeping quiet. I'm fucking being quiet.
Yeah. But where is fucking Fritz?
He was in the bathroom.
He's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Screwing another chick.
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Well, she came out and her shirt was, where her boobs were. There was nothing there, and she was kind of chasing him to finish.
Right. So Fritz makes it back to his dorm, and everybody's too busy studying to pay attention to Fritz.
Yeah.
So he decides now he's going to become a revolutionary.
He goes on a rant
Yeah.
and symbolically burns his books and then realizes, I set a fire.
Yeah.
Oh no! Now I guess somebody get a blanket. Oh, now the blanket's on fire.
Yeah, it ends up burning down his dorm.
That's the way. Yeah.
Yes, burns down the whole dorm.
So now kind of starts his quest
Yeah.
to be he wants to be a revolutionary. He's in a bar
Mm-hmm.
in Harlem,
Yep.
and he meets Duke the Crow.
Yeah.
Now, Did anyone notice that there was a song playing in there that was like, I Want Candy?
I heard the
It had
music.
that
I wasn't
same
sure what
beat.
it was.
Because that's what I wrote down. I Want
It was
Candy.
no, it was Bo Diddley. It was Bo Diddley beat.
Right, but it had that same
Yeah, well,
tune.
yeah. Bow Wow Wow ripped off Bo Diddley.
Also, the person graciously doing hand fellatio to the black woman in the bar.
I missed that.
Oh, God.
What is hand fellatio? Fellatio.
Oh,
Fing-
that thing.
fingering.
Oh,
Well,
Jesus.
That's finger blasting.
Finger
Nothing.
blasting. Okay,
Right.
we'll do
That's
fing-
not fellatio. You fucking
Well,
nitwit.
just doing it with his fingers instead of...
Okay, yeah, because they were having a conversation and casual stuff. It was again,
Yeah.
there was some weird stuff happening.
One of the best lines in the movie comes around this time frame. Fritz is trying to hook up with the big crow woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the big female crow, and he's chasing her all around. Oh, and by the way, I don't know why they did this, but I don't know why Bakshi did this, but all of the crows are on fucking heroin.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They're all on smack. So Fritz is trying to chase down this large black crow, right? This large crow. Because he's trying to get him some. Well, she finally fucking decides she's going to give, after a bit of a chase, she finally decides she's going to give Fritz what he wants. Fritz drops his pants, and one of the funniest lines in the movie, "You ain't black enough."
Yep. Wrote that down.
Yep.
Now,
Yet she ends up banging him anyway.
yes, she does. Yes, she does. But there was a part in the bar where he meets Duke,
Mm-hmm.
and then Duke befriends him,
Yeah.
and he goes to get a drink at the bar, and the crow bartender spits in a shot glass and hands it to him.
That's because he says, "Get me a drink, boy."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's-
oh, it's like I was like,
That's a
"That's
good way to get your ass shot.
Well,
in any
that's when he-
decade."
That's when he broke the bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
He was coming at
It's
Fritz.
like, okay, this is.
Duke
Yeah.
got involved,
Yep.
and then that's when they went out to
That's when they
stole the vehicle.
stole the car.
Right. They steal the car,
Fucking
and
Fritz
Fritz
is
is driving, like a maniac.
Oh my God!
Well, so the cops are chasing him,
Hits a cop.
hits a cop, and Duke ends up getting shot.
Well, you're way ahead of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
the cop flies through the window, loses his pants in church.
Yes.
Yes,
And then gets beaten by the minister.
with a cross.
Yes. Then while he's with the big crow, he
Yeah.
realizes what he needs to do. He needs to go tell the people. Gets on top of a car in Harlem and just starts shouting stuff about the enemy, and here come the cops. And then someone yells out, "Get off my fucking car!"
Yeah.
So
No, Duke told him. You don't stand up here. This is how you're gonna get shot. You gotta
Yeah.
start hiding a little
yeah,
bit.
and then all of a sudden it's like a race riot happens.
Absolutely.
It's like, and it is the Air Force comes in,
Well,
and
this is what
I mean-
one thing when Duke got shot,
yeah,
I thought the way they did the pool balls going down
Yeah.
number by number until it got to the end, and that was his heart stopping. I
Yep.
thought that was kind of trippy. That was kind of neat.
Yeah. And so after all this,
Oh yeah, the Air Force comes in and just drops fucking basically napalm all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
just yeah,
they carpet bomb the entire of Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
And Fritz ends up in a garbage can.
yep.
And now his girlfriend,
Whoever she came from,
yeah,
Evidently.
Winston shows up.
yeah,
And she talks Fritz into going on a road trip to San Francisco.
yep.
And of course, like good hippies, they have a fucking beetle.
And it breaks down,
Yep.
and she tells, "Oh, that's right. Fritz was out for 2 days.
Yeah.
He was on a bender, and he was slept for 2 days straight."
Yeah, Fritz after his bender he's out for 2 days, and they're going through the desert, and the car breaks down.
Yep.
So Winston wants Fritz to go out and check the car, see what's wrong with it. And, it's technical stuff. I don't think you'd understand.
Well, first he opened the hood.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, of course I knew the engine was in the back.
Yeah, he opened the boot.
He's like, oh, your piston's in your camshaft. And he just starts throwing out terms.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And when I saw that, I was like, oh, Jim's going to love that scene.
Yeah.
Now.
And then you got the chicken farmer showing up.
What the fuck?
He knows how to fix things.
Yeah, but before he fixed things, did he fix those chickens?
He fixed those
He
chickens.
fixed them all right.
Really good.
He fixed them all right.
Holy shit.
They ain't never making no noise again.
He's like, you dumb, you're out of gas. I'm like, oh, God, no.
Yeah.
So
Not a gas can.
a gas.
Winston gives Fritz a bucket.
Yeah.
Go get gas.
Yeah.
And now, if you notice, he said the gas station was back that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fritz is going away from the front of the car.
Correct.
He's
he gave
walking the wrong damn direction.
He gave up. No, he's done.
Yeah.
He's done.
Well, no, he hasn't decided he's done until he's partway down the road.
Yeah.
When he drops the bucket.
But this is when we're introduced to
Blue.
the heroine Nazi rabbit
Wow.
Yes.
and his horse girlfriend.
Oh.
Yep.
I mean, he's
tweaking out.
He's tweaking out and he's going, and she calls him back by raising a new needle.
Yeah.
He comes back, shoots up again, and then they get on the back and they drive off.
Yep.
And then they run into Fritz.
Ugh. Go ahead.
And they somehow Fritz starts talking about revolutionary, like, hey, we need a guy like you. Gets on the bike, and they go to the cemetery where they're greeted by a Scooby-Doo villain, basically. It's like, yeah. And they go off about how they're gonna, cause now it's gone from revolutionary to terrorists.
Yes, we're going to blow up the power plant.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Fritz is like, I don't know if you should. Well, no, Fritz does go along with it.
He goes along
He
with
does.
it. Yeah.
And then don't they?
They beat the hell out of the horse.
Out of Harriet. Yep, they
Yep.
beat the crap out of her.
Gang raper.
I didn't know that happened, but
Yeah.
it was implied.
Yeah. Yeah, they assault Harriet in multiple ways. And then they take Fritz to go and plant this bomb at the power plant.
Correct.
And Fritz has a moment of conscience as he's planting the bomb.
It was planted.
Yeah,
Yep.
and he goes and tries to. He's like,
Remove it.
He goes to remove it, and they've taken off. They've left him there.
Yes,
Yep.
they have.
He's the patsy.
And then right before the fuse, far out. Boom.
Yeah.
Now,
Big bada boom.
but how? Well, it's a cartoon, so we'll just. Let it go.
Yeah, let's not throw logic into it now.
No, I know. I mean,
So now Fritz is in a hospital in L.A.
yes.
Yeah.
And Harriet the horse shows up disguised as a nun. And the girls from New York show up.
And behind her, and then they end it with he starts having a revelation about, and you think it's going to be this really poignant moment where the character arc happens. Nope. End on some more bouncy.
Yeah. This movie is a conglomeration of animated animal sex, hardcore left-wing politics and ideology, and some horrible racial stereotypes.
Yes.
And like last week's movie, this is a fucking drug-induced fever dream.
My dear Lord.
Last week's movie was better. It actually had a message. There was no message in this movie.
But this was at least watchable.
I am hard pressed. I know I've seen this more than once, and I saw this when I was.
Okay, why would you watch it more than once?
Okay, I saw this when I was a kid, because I racked my brain trying to remember the situation of whose house it was, with what dirty old videotape in a basement or whatnot it was, And I saw it one time, and then I had to see it again on my own. And I know I've seen this multiple times, but I couldn't tell you why or where.
Right.
It was, and it might have been at a party when I was like half blasted too.
It could have been.
And again, I'm sitting there watching this movie, and I'm just like, I remember this, but I don't remember when I saw this. There's no way it was HBO.
No.
No,
I don't think HBO,
But-
even in the 70s, I don't
But
think
I
HBO
know
showed
I
this.
saw this as a kid,
Right.
and it was like,
This explains a lot.
I think
what the hell do you mean this
wait,
explains?
no, I think my Uncle Skip had this.
Yeah. And I know I don't, and I can't for the life of me remember whose house it might have been, sitting watching this movie, and just like I can remember some of the scenes, and for a young kid, seeing some of those really bloody scenes was half traumatizing.
Right. Brian wants to know how drunk or high you need to be to watch this animated movie.
Not at all.
You don't have to be high.
No.
It doesn't fucking hurt,
No,
but you don't have to be
you
high.
don't have to be. But
Doug,
you had to be to write it.
Doug says maybe you saw it while you were in juvie, Bill.
I was never in juvie, and arrest is not a conviction.
That's right.
Oh,
No, I was not a kid that got into trouble. I just happened to be on the periphery of a lot of troublesome things.
Wait. What?
I was scratching my head. Nothing. There was
What?
nothing there.
There's no face, no case. And the statute of limitations has long since fucking expired.
No, long before I met Eric. I mean, it was, there was things that there was things that I saw that was much too young to be seeing, and I think sometimes people. Yeah, I'm not gonna drag. Well, my mom's gone now, so she's not gonna get mad at what other people's kids did or showed.
Doug, you're right. We just never got caught. Meeting up with a certain someone who shall remain nameless, Doug Wargo, when I got off the Dorney bus for a little bit of ganja. But that only happened occasionally. or drinking copious amounts of beer in Doug's apartment when I was underage.
Yeah. So again, it's like I was racking my brain trying to know where I've seen this movie
Right.
first or second time, and that's why, because I said I've always been a fan of Bashki, and I knew this was one of his films, but this is not a film I'm a fan of.
Okay. So, what do you give it?
Strangely enough, we have a medium thumb or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, that medium. But this is one I don't think everyone should see. But again, it's like I don't think it's overly controversial or terrible, but I also don't think it's a great movie either.
Okay. Fair enough.
I've seen terribler.
Yeah,
Last
yeah,
week.
we have.
No, not that one.
All right, what do you got, Jim?
I'm going medium with him as well.
Thumbs in the middle? Okay.
Yeah, it actually kind of, and I hate to say this, at the end, when the George Floyd incident happened, the police were told to stand down and just let people have peaceful protests, and they're burning police cars in Philly. They're raiding shops in Philly. They're destroying Baltimore, and they're calling it peaceful protests. I mean, I can see today, like I can see a few years ago in this movie, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of the themes that are discussed and approached in this movie are still going on today.
Yeah.
Because even now, 50 years on, we haven't progressed past all of it. Because human beings are inherently shitty fucking creatures. You know, we're inherently a shitty fucking species. But that being said, I actually enjoyed this movie. I give it a thumbs up.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I give it a thumbs up. It was
It was a mind fuck. I'll tell you that.
It was a mind fuck, but it was less nonsensical than what we watched last week.
You're correct. Last week I gave 2 thumbs down. See, so that's why I went medium.
All right, that's that. That's Fritz the Cat.